When is the next crypto bull run and has it already begun? Are we at the beginning, middle, or the end? Well, we're going to use Bitcoin's price action to guide us, and I'm going to help you by using my 18 years of trading experience to guide you through your journey. My name is Jagir. I was featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008. Love TA because it cuts through the noise so the technical analysis can guide us. So with that said, let's dive straight in. To help build a roadmap of are we in the beginning, middle, or the end of the bull run, we're going to use 4 independent technical factors. Elliott wave, that's going to tell us the pattern position of the market, price in terms of Fibonacci price, where we are in that range, Fibonacci time, and also momentum. So what I have on the chart right now is a complete technical analysis of the high probability market position. But we are going to move over to a blank canvas and I'm going to draw this out for you in rocket style fashion. But what I want to say to you high level is that markets typically move in 5s and 3s. And we can see that Bitcoin's had this nice wave 1, wave 2 in the blue. We've had this nice, what looks like to be a wave 3. And we're going to talk about the details of this in just a moment. And we're more than likely making a wave 4. And I believe that this wave 4 is not complete yet. And if it's not complete, that means we're probably going to get a bit more of a sideways to down movement, probably below 55,000. And if that occurs, that could be a nice signal that we're coming towards the end of a major correction before the beginning of the next run up that may last 12 to 18 months. So now let's dive over to a blank canvas and I'm going to break this down for you step by step. So we now have a blank canvas. And we want to use our technical analysis to guide us. And by the way, if you've never done Elliott Wave before, I've built a beginner's guide. You can check it out in the video above. Click the link and it'll be a YouTube video that just break everything down for you in terms of the rules, the guidelines, how and why it's so powerful, and how you can utilize it. So the first thing I'm looking at is the pattern position. Can I see any clear 5s and 3s? And I'm going to just quickly draw this onto the chart first so you can see my thinking in terms of 5s and 3s. And we're going to use 2 or 3 degrees of wave counts. And what that means is the psychology above in terms of a higher degree wave count and a lower degree wave count. So I'm going to pop that onto the chart just now. So I've started with the higher degree wave count in blue. And this is the most obvious wave count that I can see where the market is right now. In other words, we've had this initial move up, which we call a wave 1, an initial pullback, which we call a wave 2, a nice explosive move to the upside, which we call a wave 3, and it looks like we're still making a potential wave 4. Hence, I got the question mark. And at the end of this, that's when we're going to anticipate a big move to the upside. But what we're going to do next to help guide us even further is go to 1 lower degree wave count. Are there any 5s and 3s within the macro wave count? And that's going to help us pinpoint the end of a potential correction in terms of the pullback so we know when the next bull run is likely to begin. So I'm just going to put on the lower degree wave count and I'm going to do it in green. Now I've drawn on the lower degree wave count. So what you're looking at right now is the psychology within the psychology that allows us to use something very, very powerful. So in other words, we've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave 1. We've got this A, B, C of a wave 2. What looks like to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave 3. And with the wave 4, it seems like it's breaking down to a potential complex correction. And I'm going to tell you the reasoning behind this because we're going to go into Fibonacci time and Fibonacci price and using momentum in just a moment to help us really pinpoint this. So it looks like we're forming an A, B, C, D, E. This is the second most common type of correction when it comes to Elliott wave theory. It's called a complex correction. And I believe this is the case, but there's a particular pattern reversal signal that's going to help us see if this happens, what's likely to occur and why. So now I'm going to pop on some price and time analysis that tells us what is the minimum price and time for a wave 4 and have we reached that minimum to tell us we're likely to be at the end of that correction before we'll get a major turnaround to see another big movement to the upside. So I'm just going to draw that onto the charts right now. So I've done some basic time and price technical analysis. Basically what we've done is we've measured how big was this potential wave 3 and we've done a retracement. And a typical wave 4 correction hits a minimum of 38.2% in terms of the correction. This price has not been met. It just fell short of that as well. But also we can measure how long in time, in terms of how many days did the wave 3 take, and we can project forward in time the typical minimum time. and this is the 38.2%. And we can see we have not reached that time yet. It should be the 22nd to 24th of May or beyond. So that's a big clue that tells us that we have not completed this wave 4. Another good guideline when it comes to Elliott wave theory is most wave 4s come into the range of the former wave 4. Go, yeah, what does that mean? Well, we're making a bigger degree wave 4. So if I just put it in blue, let's use this blue over here. So we got this wave 4 in blue, but this wave 4 in green down here is the lower degree. So this bigger degree wave count usually comes into the range, and we can see we're nowhere near that. So more than likely, what we're going to see happen with Bitcoin, and I'm going to then go over the pattern reversal signal that would confirm this is highly probable, like at an exact price point, then we can see that this is likely to occur. So we're more than likely going to see the correction come towards, well, below 55,000, more than likely, and maybe even test the extreme of around the $40,000 mark, thereabouts. So let's now zoom in to the current price action. I'm going to cover some details on two key numbers that you want to be aware of, and this will tell us what's very likely going to occur if one of the following does occur. The first price point you want to be aware of, that's a pattern reversal signal, now that we've zoomed into the chart, is $63,910. It's called a wave overlap, which is a pattern reversal signal. In other words, this recent move, we've had a nice move up, a nice move down, and we've got another nice move up. If the price comes back down and closes into the range, it's called the closing overlap. If it does that, that indicates that this is a correction, and we're more than likely going to see a follow through to the downside. So it's really, really important in the coming days. I'm waiting for this. If the price does close below $63,910, it's more than likely we are going to see Bitcoin go below 55,000 and maybe even test the 50,000 mark and maybe even test the $44,000 mark or just below. And then I'm going to be looking for some precise information, ideally a 5-wave structure to the downside to end a major correction before we're going to see this major bull run. The other number that I'm really on high alert for, which is the opposite case, if we do not get that wave overlap and the price continues to go up and it closes above 73,700, then we just need to reevaluate what's happening, because there might be something else happening in the market before we're going to get a deeper pullback. So with Bitcoin, let's just now summarize. Last but not least, we're going to look at the momentum position. So there's two factors we want to cover: the higher degree momentum and the immediate momentum. So I've created this dashboard down here that tells me the higher degree momentum. And we can see that the weekly momentum is strong uptrend and oversold, indicating that we're at or near a major weekly low. So we've either made the low or there's going to be one more low and that'll be the low. So that's a big clue. But the immediate momentum, which is this one over here on the daily charts, is strong overbought and strong overbought. And it's really referring to this part over here. It's indicating that over the next few days, we're likely to see some sideways to down movement. And again, if we do get that wave overlap that we spoke about into the $63,900 range, we're more than likely going to go below this point. And especially if it's in a 5-wave structure, then I'm going to be on a high alert to really pinpoint the end of a possible wave 4. Because what comes after a wave 4? Well, it's a major wave 5. And we are talking about this being a wave 1 on a macro degree, 2, 3, a major wave 4, and then a wave 5 that may go on to last around 12 to 18 months, thereabouts, maybe less than 12 months, give or take. But there's some advanced analysis we can do, but we can regard this as the beginning of the next major leg of the bull run. If you got value from today's video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to produce more content for you. And in the comments below, let me know if there's any crypto assets you want me to look at from a technical standpoint where the fundamentals are baked in, because we can really pinpoint with accuracy the lows and the highs so we know when we should be buying, when we should be selling, and when we should also be standing aside. Until then, I'll see you next time.